What up? I'm B and welcome to my channel. I hope you are having a great Thursday today and you are ready to have this conversation because it's going to be a lot. There are a lot of moving parts, but it is definitely something important to talk about. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and give people just a few minutes to get in here and then we will get started. So if you're in here, say hi, say what's up. I am super excited. Hi, Oscar. I'm glad that you're in here. You're always the first one in here. Hi, South of Grace. I'm glad you're in here too. All right. How you guys doing? How's your day going? Hi, Becca. Hi. I'm sorry. I don't know how to say it. Is it Aki or Aki? Anyway, hi. Thanks, Becca. I am having a good day. I hope you're having a good day too. All right, we got Brianna, Winnie, Sheep Sleep. I'm glad you guys are in here. What's up? All right, so we're going to spend a good amount of time, Hi Potato McGee, we're going to spend a good amount of time talking about Gabbie Hanna, the shadow ban, different things that are going on with drama channels, all that stuff. And of course, as always, but especially like I feel like it needs to be emphasized. The intent of these conversations is never to bully anybody, to make anybody feel like they're a terrible person or that everybody hates them. You know, we're having rational conversations about these things just because they're important to talk about, and the way that we talk about them is also important. So we're putting that out there. As always, no like homophobic, transphobic, racist, anything like that. None of those comments. But also, I just want to encourage you, if you do leave a comment criticizing Gabbie, because I will be saying some things criticizing her as well, to keep it in a way that is constructive or that is like helpful. Something that's not just like nasty meant to tear her down, you know? All right. Oh my goodness, South of Grace, one of my coworkers might have the Rona, won't know until Monday, so my weekend is going to be anxiety filled. Oh my gosh, well I am wishing the best for your coworker. That has got to be super scary. Alright. Z, I'm glad that you got to be in here for a little bit. Yeah, alright, so we'll wait like 15-20 more seconds and then we will get started. I just want to, like I said, let people get in here a little bit, and then we will get started. So obviously this is mostly going to be about Gabbie Hanna, and so basically just a brief background because I'm going to give it anyway, even if you guys know it or don't. On the 12th, which was, about what, today's the 18th, so like 6 days ago. Is it 6 days ago already? Yeah, so on the 12th, Gabbie started, oh my gosh, okay, I'm like having a brain fart. Gabbie started tweeting about how YouTube has been shadow banning her. And a lot of people were kind of like, okay, this is kind of a ploy because her music video was coming out on the 14th, which was going to be 2 days later. So people were like, yeah, like, all right, sure. Whatever you say. Like, this is just kind of, my theory initially was that this was like an attempt to get people to search her name to see if she had been shadow banned, so that way she would get more traffic and like more people would like be searching for her. She would be showing up in people's algorithms, stuff like that. And that's really, for like the first 2 days, that's where I was at. I was like, yeah, all right, whatever. I don't know how you guys were feeling about it, but that's where I was, because I wasn't taking it very seriously. I was like, all right, we've seen this happen before. Back in November, she started the drama with Trisha. Like, that's when that happened. And whenever she has kind of more projects coming out, it seems like something happens to stir up a little bit of drama, get people talking about her, even if it's in a negative way, because negative comments, dislikes on videos, those still get you engagement. Like, that still counts as your post being something that YouTube wants to push out to more people, because a lot of people are engaging with it, commenting, liking, sharing, whatever it may be, disliking. Like, that's what YouTube registers it as. So that's what I thought. But as it has evolved, Gabbie has done multiple lives, some of which I think have been more helpful than others, and some of the things she said have been more helpful than others. But the first live was basically titled, YouTube is, I've been shadow banned, basically. And so she talks about why she thinks she's been shadow banned, how she's been on this platform for a really long time. Like, she's been here for 6 years. She has, Sarah, yes, this will be available later. All of my lives do stay up. They just have to get reprocessed or processed after I end. So in about an hour after the stream ends, you will be able to see it. But so she talks about, I've been on here, I have over 6 million, not 6 years, oh my gosh. She's like, I've been on here for years. I have over 6 million subscribers. I've been on podcasts. I do music. I've been in collaborations with other people. And yet when you search my name, I don't come up. I don't show up. I've been shadow banned. YouTube is actively punishing me for the drama that happened last year, and they are hiding my channel. And that's kind of what the core of it was, but I feel like we can break it down into two things, which maybe would have been better kept separate because they would have been less convoluted and less confusing. Because it started out as that, and then it went into the fact that she has been actively targeted by drama channels, in her opinion. And to be quite frank, this is the part where when I was hearing her talk about it, a lot of you guys know my history. I was a Gabbie Hanna fan. I was a really big fan of her for a really long time, and then certain things started happening where I was like, that's suspicious. And now her content just isn't for me, and I think she's made a lot of decisions that I don't agree with. And so despite that, when she started talking about people constantly making videos about her and some of the things that are in the titles and like the way they put her in the thumbnail, and her voice started to crack and she started to have show some emotion, that really got to me, because one of the biggest reasons I started talking about current events is because I didn't like the way a lot of conversations were happening about current events. I think it's important to consider the way we talk about people, and I don't ever want to make somebody feel the way that she looked like she was feeling. And in my opinion, I think I've done a pretty good job at not being overly harsh, but I think we need to extend that conversation of how we talk about other people and how we talk to other people and what's acceptable and what isn't. And so I want to kind of break this up a little bit into the shadow ban and then the drama channel conversation. So if you have any thoughts on the shadow ban, go ahead and enter them in now. I'm going to read off some of the things that you guys are saying, see how you guys are feeling about it, and I will also share my thoughts as well. So one of the biggest things with the shadow banning is Gabbie's saying that people are being unsubscribed from her and likes are being removed from videos. And that is definitely a common occurrence. I don't think anyone is saying that Gabbie has lied about that, because multiple people have noticed it. And so that is something that definitely does need to be addressed. It's a problem with YouTube. I haven't noticed it with anything on my end, with any person I'm subscribed to, but I know that a lot of other people have talked about it. It's a legitimate thing. I don't have a problem with her speaking out about that, because she is a big channel and she will be able to hopefully get YouTube to look into why this happens, how we can fix it and make it better for everybody else. So I don't have a problem with her talking about that. But something that I thought was interesting is she talks about how you Google her name, or you put her name in YouTube and it's all drama videos. Nothing of hers comes up. She has millions of views. She has hundreds of hours of content, and all that comes up is drama channels. So I put her name into my YouTube, and top thing was her channel, her main channel, and her music, a playlist of her music videos. Underneath that was special, and then a few other videos you can swipe over. And then 2 underneath that were additional videos of her, and then there are some drama channels or drama videos that have been made more recently. And so I even commented this to her on Twitter. I don't know if she saw it or not, but I was like, this doesn't seem like shadow banning to me. This potentially seems like the algorithm doing its job. Like, just because you've been on here for a really long time doesn't guarantee you, like, all the real estate on the front page of results, you know? Like, obviously her channel comes up. When you search Gabbie Hanna, that is her name. But if other people are using the tag of Gabbie Hanna and their videos are getting more engagement, YouTube is going to want to put those at the top because they want people to view those videos. YouTube wants people to stay on YouTube and watch that. So that's where I'm kind of at when she says that, because YouTube is not completely hiding her channel. They're not. Plenty of people have proven that if you search Gabbie Hanna's name, that's like she is who comes up, and then her videos, and then drama channel videos. Like, so complete shadow ban is not happening. But I'm curious if this is just the algorithm doing its job or if there's something a little bit deeper. So I'm going to see what you guys say. Okay, so you guys are talking about what shadow banning is. It's like kind of a topic where like the definition, or a term where the definition isn't like completely defined in all cases, but ultimately if you are shadow banned, it means that you can create content and you can put content out on a certain platform, but that platform hides you. And so people can't find you. Like, they can't find your podcast, your YouTube channel, whatever it may be. But elements of shadow banning are not sending out notifications, like hiding some of your videos, suppressing some of your content, not like making it as easily accessible to your audience. And so Gabbie has said that she has like proof that this has been happening, that YouTube has been suppressing her videos. She won't say what it is. Like, I don't know exactly what it is she's looking at, so I'll definitely be interested to see what that is because I'm open to hearing it. But so far from what I have seen, yes, she is having the problem with people being unsubscribed. That is a common problem, but I don't think she's being shadow banned. But that's just from what I've seen with like evidence that has been provided so far. She said that she's going to go meet with YouTube and talk about it, so hopefully we'll be able to see what that actual data is, because it would be really interesting to find out. But as of now, like, if you search her name, she comes up, her channel comes up, but just because she is a bigger creator does not guarantee her that space when you first search her name. If other videos are getting more engagement, if other videos are getting more views, more interaction, more shares, more likes, more dislikes, more comments, those are going to be put higher up because they have the tag of her name. Like, she doesn't own that space just because it's her name that people are searching for. As like odd as that sounds, that's the fact of the algorithm. Okay, so let's see what you guys think. Elizabeth said, everyone claiming she was only trending after she started talking about views/likes being hidden and YouTube was scared. Well, obviously everyone rushed to her channel to check out if it was true. Yeah, like, I mean, I don't know what her motivation is, but a lot of people definitely started searching her name after she started talking about it to see if she was. And so, of course, like, more people searching for Gabbie Hanna is going to put her higher up in the algorithm for that amount of time. Yvonne said, I don't think she was shadow banned, just the evidence that others showed of her still appearing when you search her name. It's not a shadow ban like what happened to Megan Ranks. Yeah, that's a rough. I'm glad that she got her channel back. Potato McGee said, I feel like a lot of people were quick to dismiss Gabbie about being shadow banned, but I also feel like this is an actual YouTube problem and shouldn't be dismissed because they don't like her. Yeah, and the thing is, like, for sure, when she first started talking about it, I was like, yeah, Gabbie, like, everyone has this problem. You're not, like, a specific victim. But there are certain things that we're going to talk about in a little bit that give me a little bit more compassion for her and a little bit more sympathy for her. And if this evidence that she's talking about is legitimate, then just because people don't like her doesn't mean that it's fair that there's like an active problem that's not being addressed. YouTube is a really cool platform. Anybody can put pretty much anything they want on YouTube, and it's free to use and you don't have to pay for it. And sometimes they'll pay you, like depending on if you have enough subscribers and watch hours and stuff like that. But they're a monopoly, and so they can literally do whatever they want. They can be aware of problems and not fix them and not have any repercussions, because where are YouTubers gonna go? What are they gonna do? Like, they can't go anywhere else. There's no platform like this that could replace it. And so just because people don't like her doesn't mean that like a known error is okay. Mad said, what do you think about Angelica? I'm sure you're talking about Angelica Oles. Deleting all Gabbie Hanna content because she's scared of having her channel deleted. I mean, that's another thing I want to talk about in a little bit, because Nick Snyder did something very similar. So we're going to get to that in a little bit. Oscar said that's the whole reason creators started telling their audience to hit the bell so they get a notification. Right, like you're supposed to be notified. You're supposed to get notifications to people you're subscribed to. And so that's a common problem. Like it's good that she, as someone who has over 6 million subscribers, is talking about it. Hannah said, I never had problems searching her name, so I don't know if this is an actual shadow ban. I do see a lot of evidence for suppression on her channel, which isn't okay either. Yeah, that kind of lines up with what I'm thinking too. Like, I don't think she's been shadow banned, but I do think that, like, part of me is like, that's just the algorithm. Like, if people aren't engaging with you as much, your content isn't going to get pushed out to as many people as possible. But she also says that people who are subscribed to her aren't getting the notifications. So, I mean, I can't make any like hard and fast statements on what I think is happening, only speculation. Sheep Sleep said, why won't she show us the evidence? Like, what does that do for her? She said that she's doing an in-person meeting with someone from YouTube, and she wants to be able to bring this and show it to them without them having an idea of what it is beforehand, which quite frankly, I think is smart, but it's also very irritating that she's talking about it and not telling us what it is. Like, that's, I feel like, to keep people talking about it and talking about the situation, but like to keep people interested. So I wish that she would tell us what it was, but I understand why she hasn't. Brianna said, didn't Nikki Tutorials actually get shadow banned once before? Because I remember when you searched Nikki's name, her channel didn't pop up. It's fixed now, though, but I just randomly remembered that. Yeah, that happened, for sure. And Adultish, she said, so what about the money YouTube didn't pay to the charity? For those of you who haven't been keeping up on the situation, last year, Gabbie did a fundraiser for a charity called #lunchbag, where she was going to donate, like, well, YouTube is supposed to automatically donate the funds raised on that video to that specific charity, and apparently YouTube hasn't paid it out. I don't know if that's like a problem with YouTube being scammy, or if it's related to the targeting of Gabbie's channel, as she has suggested it is. Courtney said, Smokey Glow did a video on her when it first started, and I agree with her, but the subscribers getting unsubscribed when refreshing is odd. Becca said, I'm friends with some Gabbie stans on Twitter, and the ones I'm talking to have been confused because everyone they know is getting notifications. T. Yeah, so, I mean, the thing is, like, there is, if she is specifically being targeted, that's a problem, but it's kind of messy when there are so many different details to get into. And, like, yeah, she definitely, like, it's a common problem, people being unsubscribed. I have seen people posting videos to her saying, I'm being unsubscribed to your channel. I literally just watched this video. It removed my like. So that's something that has to be addressed, but I'm hesitant to believe that she is being specifically targeted by YouTube. And I guess my question is, like, this is going to be like a self-harm trigger warning for you guys. Gabbie said that last year, when she noticed a severe decline in her channel, she went to talk to YouTube about this, and she told them that she was on the brink of harming herself in a definite way that would not be able to be recovered from. And so when she told them that, they didn't do anything. I think that that's a very extreme thing to say when you are noticing a decline in your channel, because it could be from a multitude of different things. But my legitimate question is, if that is truly honestly how she felt, I don't know why legal action wasn't taken. If she's saying, I think you guys are doing something to my channel, I'm going to hire a lawyer to look into it. Like, I don't know why she hasn't said anything until now. And there could be reasons that she hasn't told us, but it just seems odd to me. Like, to me, that sounds like something that's, I don't want to accuse somebody of playing up their thoughts of self-harm, but if it was so bad back then, if things were so terrible, why wasn't action taken then? Because it's not like this was something that she was suffering in silence with. Like, her YouTube representative knew about it, her friends knew about it, her boyfriend knew about it, the people that she talked to at YouTube knew that that's how she was feeling. So it's like, if you're at a point where that's how hard it is for you, what did you do? Like, when you told them and they didn't care, what did you do after that? You just let it go until now? Like, it's just, I don't know anything for sure, but that's just something that's kind of confusing to me, and it makes me kind of feel like maybe some things are being a little bit dramatized to get people on her side. Again, I don't want to accuse anybody of dramatizing something like that, but it's just odd to me. Chloe T. Case said, her content may be suppressed due to low engagement, but I feel she is turning a YouTube problem into a Gabbie problem. It comes off to me as so self-centered. Yeah, like, again, there could be evidence that shows to the contrary, but I feel like this is a YouTube problem. This isn't her being specifically targeted by YouTube. We're going to talk about the drama stuff later, but by YouTube, I don't think so. Unicorn Blush said, yeah, that's a lot. Yeah. Like, that just seems like a very extreme reaction. Carolina said, I totally agree with you, B. Sheep's Sleep said, irresponsible of YouTube, but also YouTube is not the person to tell if you are feeling that way. If you want to hurt yourself, tell a doctor, not the company. That sounds manipulative. Right. Like I truly don't want anyone to experience that emotion, to feel that way. But what she's saying, because her views are down, that she's going to do that? Like, I don't understand. I wish that there had been a little bit more of a conversation about that, because all she said was, like, I kept telling them I wanted to blank my blank. Like, I don't know. She has so many, and the thing is, like, just now she's saying that she's able to prove this is targeted harassment, but she said, I just discovered this evidence. So up until now, she was just speculating that this is what was happening. You have to at least consider that maybe your channel, who has over 6 million subscribers, by the way, which is a massive amount of people, isn't performing like it used to, because you don't like being on YouTube anymore. Like, she has said multiple times, she doesn't want to be on YouTube forever. She doesn't feel super passionate about it anymore. She doesn't love the culture of YouTube. She wants to take a break. Like, she has said that multiple times. she doesn't put as much effort into her YouTube videos as she could. Plus, her heyday was the story time years. Like, that is when she really thrived. And to me, I don't know that she's found a footing really in where YouTube is now, like in the culture of YouTube now. And so, of course, you know, when storytime YouTubers were the only thing people were watching, she's gonna have massive numbers. Now it's gonna go down a little bit. You know, this is how culture goes. Culture shifts and it evolves. And now you're not where you were back then. That happens. She has a book that she's written, a New York Times best-selling book. She has another book coming out. She claims that she's charting on like Spotify, Apple Music, Billboard. She has a Patreon with tons of patrons. YouTube isn't her passion anymore. And she's said that multiple times. So before she had like concrete proof like she says she has now that this was a targeted thing, I don't understand why she's saying she's at that point because her channel isn't doing as well as it used to. Like, that seems like a very extreme thing to say. And like, you can't just say that. Like, you can't just, what if you, I don't know, you can't just say that to people. You have to go to a doctor. If that's truly how you're feeling, you have to go to a doctor, you have to go to a therapist, you have to get it figured out. And then if you come back and you say, okay, I think YouTube is doing something suspicious, I'm going to do something about it, then you call in legal help. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know what legal help could do, but you could ask a lawyer to look into it. You could say, I think they're like targeting me. However, if it's just the algorithm, that's not a specific target. That's not them trying to take you down. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, it sucks, but that's just how the game goes. Like, most people don't do YouTube for the rest of their life. At some point, your channel is probably going to fall off. That's why a lot of people take advantage of it while they can, because they know it's such a limited opportunity. Darby said, not to diminish Gabbie's mental health, but it's not YouTube's job to do something to fix her headspace. Right. Yeah, you also said YouTube isn't responsible for her mental health. YouTube is only responsible for upholding their terms and conditions. Exactly. And that's why you would, like, ask a lawyer. Say, hey, do you see anything suspicious here? Is there anything we can do? Or is this just the luck of the draw? Like, is this just where I'm at? AWOL said, kind of off topic, but I think this is a reason why kids shouldn't be on the internet. Gabbie was an adult, but young when she got famous on the internet, and she's so tied to her numbers. I find it sad. Yeah, I think you have to be very careful with how much time you spend on the internet and how much like of your self-worth you tie to numbers. I'm seeing what else you guys are saying. Becca said, I'm sure her subs are tired of hearing about her not liking YouTube, but I honestly wouldn't be surprised if her engagement was just going down. Right, like if you hear that somebody doesn't like doing that, you're not going to be so inclined to watch them. Baby Blue, thanks so much for joining the channel. I'm super glad to have you in the Off Limits crew. Courtney said YouTube is her biggest platform, which is why she doesn't want to lose it, but only puts effort into her music videos, so I understand why engagement is low and not trending, in my opinion. Like, that's what I think, but I don't know. I don't know. But another thing to go with what you said about like being so tied to numbers is she was doing a live, yesterday or the day before? I don't know. I watched it. And she said, like, I'll put a song out and it'll chart on Billboard. It'll chart on iTunes. It'll chart on Apple Music. It'll get put in playlists on Spotify. It'll rank in like 3 different charts on iTunes. It's doing amazing. The feedback is great, but I don't get as many views on the music video as I want. And so I think people hate me. Oh, everybody hates me. You hate me. Like, this isn't good. This is my passion. This is my dream. And I can't do it because everybody hates me. And it's like, YouTube is not the only thing that matters. Like, that's a really harmful way to think, that if your music video doesn't perform as well as you thought it would, that it means everybody hates you. like, I get that YouTube is kind of like her home base, so if it doesn't perform well there, it's discouraging. But you got to focus on like everywhere else that it's doing well, and chalk it up to maybe people just don't want to see the music video, or they haven't had time to watch it yet. Do you know how many times I'll go watch like 3-week-old videos of my favorite creators because I just don't have the time to watch their stuff, like, or I'm not in the mood to watch it? There's so many different factors that could be tied into it. Baby Blue said, Gabbie has been losing subs since January and also on her Insta. Yeah, like, it just happens, you know? She doesn't put as much effort into it, and it's okay. It doesn't seem like it's targeted to me. Oscar said, yeah, she pretty much just looks at YouTube as a way to fund her music, so maybe she feels like that's threatening what she actually wants to do. And that could totally be it. Like, I would completely understand it, but at the same time, I don't know, like, she's not putting out content that a lot of people that I know want to watch. So you got to kind of play the game, you know, you got to figure out what people want to see, you got to actually put effort into stuff. And I know a lot of the decline has to do with the drama, which we will get to. But there are people who other people hate or who are always in drama who are thriving on YouTube. And it's because they put out stuff that people want to watch. And so I understand Gabbie is so passionate about music and she wants to spend a lot of time doing that. But if that's what she's going to spend so much time on instead of like actual YouTube videos, she's going to have to find a different way to fund it. Like, there are plenty of record companies who work with problematic artists. She said that she lost like a meeting with a record label because of YouTube drama. And maybe that happened, but at the same time, I don't know, like, if you have what it takes and you have the following, and like YouTube, like, being a signed to a record label isn't all about talent. We know this. Like, Gabbie could very well be signed with a recording label if she just, I don't know, like, she said one record label pulled out. Like, I think it's possible for her. I don't think YouTube drama is going to stop her long term from doing that, but then she's going to have to abide by their rules instead of just doing whatever she wants, which might not be the thing that she wants to do. Darby said, I think her social media and content creating has taken over her entire life and her self-worth. Yeah. Darlene said, her issue is she promised the charity funds $8,000. She thought YouTube paid them. YouTube said they paid her. She is demanding and getting her fans to get YouTube to pay. All is needed is an accountant. Oh, I've never like seen like how that actually plays out, that they pay her and then she pays the charity. But that's interesting if that's how it actually is. Yeah, I hope that she's not like lying about that to get more people on her side. Potato McGee said, gonna be honest, a lot of times my favorite creators put out a new video. I just don't have the mental energy to watch it right away. Literally, sometimes that just happens. Like, you're not gonna always be the first one to watch a video. Sometimes it takes a while. Tyler said, I think Gabbie needs to log off the internet for a few months, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, I don't know that she can because it's her job, obviously, but like, some sort of break needs to happen. Chantel said, read the room, Gabbie. Right. Elizabeth said, Dodie was a habitual YouTuber. She's had a book, but now she does just music and uses her channel for just music. I think Gabbie would be more successful mentally if she followed that path. Yeah. And if that's what she's passionate about, that's what she should do. But again, I don't know what it looks like with money and all that stuff. So, I mean, there are ways though. Like, there are ways for her to be able to like separate herself from the numbers. So, that's basically what I wanted to talk about with the shadow banning. She says that she's going to have a meeting with YouTube in person. So hopefully that goes well, and then hopefully we'll be able to see what the evidence was, because I would be stunned if she could prove that they were actively suppressing her videos out of revenge, because she says, and this is what we're going to get into, that YouTube is suppressing her because of YouTube drama, because of the things that happened with Jessie Smiles, Trisha Paytas, Gabbie DiMartino, like Curtis, all those people. She said that YouTube is intentionally suppressing her because of that. They are targeting her. And so I buy that people have more of like that, more people don't like her anymore, and so they're like not watching her content. Fewer people are going out of their way to like engage with her. She's losing a little bit of popularity on the platform. Plus, she's done some pretty rough stuff. Like, she's done some things that a lot of people aren't okay with. And so drama channels are making videos about her, and they're getting the engagement, and they're getting boosted up, and she's kind of staying down. I believe that. Like, I believe that the algorithm is working with that. And so I think she is being suppressed, but I don't know that it's intentionally targeted at her because of drama. So that'll be interesting to see. And then the second part of this, which I really think could have been left out, man, like, I don't know people's motivations for anything anymore, but she had a lot to say about drama channels. And she said that drama has been affecting her daily life. People are constantly going after her. People are making fun of her siblings because they're friends with her, and or because they're related to her. She said that she's like crying every day. Her grandma is like, man, I wish this didn't have to happen to you. And I believe that to an extent that is true. But at the same time, she said, I never do anything to anybody. I never start drama. I never get involved in drama. The only time that I've gotten involved in drama was when I was dragged into it because Gabbie DiMartino was being blackmailed by Trisha. And she said that with her whole chest. And we all know that that's not what happened. She publicly started the drama with Trisha. Behind the scenes, Trisha didn't like her. They had drama behind the scenes. But publicly, Gabbie started it. And to be quite frank, behind the scenes, well, whoever told Gabbie the rumor about Trisha technically started it, but she had some blame in that. And so Gabbie, over and over and over again, said, I never do anything. I never get involved in anything. I never start anything, which is a lie. And so I do feel bad. I feel bad that this is affecting her daily life, that her grandma feels bad for her, that her siblings are getting teased for the drama that their sister is in. But she's not like the most innocent person in the entire world. This is not people just going after her for no reason. She has done things. She has started drama. She has caused problems, and she won't take accountability for them. And when she does, it's like in a way that's, I don't know. I mean, in her 6 months later video addressing everything, she said, you know, I've said a lot of things in my anger, so maybe I said that thing. You guys know the thing. Maybe I said that thing to Jessie. And then yesterday on Twitter, she says, of course I didn't say that to her. Of course it was a lie. I would never say anything like that, but I said it just to make this go away. That's not you addressing or taking accountability for anything, because she flip-flops and mixes up the story and doesn't keep things straight, which is a problem. Like, this is partially her fault. Part of it is drama channels, and we need to talk about it, because I have a very big problem with the way that people think it's okay to talk to each other. But Gabbie has to take accountability for some of the stuff that she did wrong, because she did do things wrong. Courtney said, Gabbie seems to think we don't remember the drama after she apologizes. Right. Lazo said, Gabbie has the money to hire someone, hire some staff to help her keep it straight. Until she does, she really has no room to complain like this. Yeah. Kona said, man, I remember back when she got in trouble for stealing jokes. Like, yeah, she does stuff that's wrong. And I get it. Like, people steal jokes in the industry all the time. But that doesn't make it right. Like, that doesn't mean that people can't criticize you for it. Becca said, I think Gabbie has a habit of making things more dramatic in her head, and when she says it out loud, it causes issues. Yeah, and like that can happen, because you can like build something up in your head and be like, I can't believe they treated me like this. That was the worst thing ever. And you get really angry and like you get worked up, and then you'll like complain to somebody else about it and be like, can you believe that? And then they're like not as mad as you, and they're like, oh, well, like that was bad or that was annoying, but you know, you're really angry about it. Have you ever had that where like you get so built up and like so mad, and then you let it out and you think that that other person is going to be so enraged for you and they're just not, and then you're like, oh, maybe I let myself react a little bit too emotionally to that, because that happens all the time. Lone Truth Seeker said, I have to be very clear. Some people are really shadow banned, and some issues that must be talked about are pushed down by YouTube. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, some people really are. And I think there is a problem with like unsubscribing people, unliking videos. Like, this has to be addressed. I'm skeptical to believe that this is a specific targeting of Gabbie Hanna because of YouTube drama. Because here's the thing. Tana Mojo doesn't seem to be suffering. Jeffree Star, granted, today he lost 100,000 subscribers, but he's problematic, doesn't seem to be suffering. Like, there are plenty of people who get into really bad drama who still have thriving careers on YouTube. And so it's not like Gabbie got accused of something bad and YouTube was like, oh, we could never allow her to flourish with her 6 million subscribers. We gotta put her down. We gotta put her in her place. Like, it just doesn't ring true to me. I'm open to seeing evidence to the contrary, though. Darby said she lost her credibility in fighting YouTube for everyone when she made it all about her music. She should have went about it another way. Yeah, definitely. Tyler said, I forgot she stole jokes. Chloe TK said, I've seen a few mainstream drama and commentary channels claim they won't cover her anymore. I'd be really interested to see how she's affected if she can't use drama for engagement anymore. That would be super interesting. Being Stink said, I think it would have been different if Gabbie was able to have a conversation about how she's feeling and why she's having a hard time. I'm not sure, I lost your comment. But she's used her feelings to turn it into a baseless rant. Right. Brianna said, in her stream today, she said, we're only seeing a sliver of what's going on. She continues to make claims that there's more she can't share yet, and I find it a bit tactical. Yeah, and I mean, I understand 1000%. Like, if she does have something, I understand not wanting to share it, because YouTube very well could take that information and use it to cover up like targeted harassment of her. But I also think she shouldn't be talking about it so openly if she's not going to tell us what it is. Like, you know that's going to make people mad, but people are going to continue to talk about you, and so you're going to keep getting engagement. Angela said, people are so weird. Drama channels admitting they were on Jeffree Star's payroll. James Charles' life was almost ruined. The Paul brothers, Trisha, Jeffree Star, done worse things. Right. Chantel said, one of the biggest issues to me is the timing on this. Now with the state of the world, it's not the time to complain about internet crap. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people being like, can this like take a back seat? Can this wait? Tyler said it could be that YouTube unsubscribed accounts. They weren't active. I know that was a thing a few years back. That could be it. Like, if they're saying like you haven't had any activity, like we're knocking you off. I don't know. I mean, just so people have like a more accurate sub count. Lone Truth Seeker said, Gabbie can't admit she's done some wrong, and that's what I struggle to respect about her. Right. Like, there have been some things that have been said about her, and people have talked about her in ways that I think are absolutely abhorrent, but that doesn't excuse her part in it, if that makes sense. Phyllis said, I mean, if she has legal stuff, she wouldn't share it publicly till it's over, or am I wrong? That's what I'm thinking. Like, she's waiting until she has that in-person meeting. So, yeah, like, she has combined these two issues, and I get that maybe these are multiple things that have been bothering her, and now it's, like, exploding. But again, like, we have stealing jokes, Kenza Cosmetics, like that. She said, I never scammed my fans. I would never scam my fans. When you tell people that you are going to get these luxury brushes for free, they are valued at $80 and all you have to pay is shipping, and then they show up and they're like AliExpress brushes, that's a scam. Like, you can be like, get into the semantics about it and say like, well, no, it's not a scam because they got what they paid for. But, like, you sold them something that was false. They thought they were going to get this really great deal, and, like, they didn't, you know? You can get better brushes from e.l.f., from Amazon, from Walmart. Like, you can get better brushes for way cheaper than they did. And so that's just disappointing. And the whole thing with Gabbie is, so a lot of people do think that she is just doing this for drama. And I think that's part of it. But I also think that hearing the way other people talk about her consistently, because she says that she doesn't watch drama channels, we know she does, like, she does, and hearing the way that some people talk about her probably does get to her. And so I think on, like, our end and on the end of drama channels, what I would like to see is an actual conversation about the way that we talk to people. Because if you're watching, like, if you're noticing something about Gabbie that you don't like that she did wrong, call her out. Like, she's a public figure. If I do something you don't like, call me out. Like, people who put themselves out publicly are 1000% open to criticism. But just because people don't like Gabbie or don't like a thing that she has done or think that she is XYZ doesn't make it right to talk to her in certain ways and to accuse her of things that she didn't do. And I think that when we talk about people, we should probably ask ourselves, like, is this something I would say to their face? Is this something that I would be okay with somebody else saying to me? Like, if somebody said this to me, how would it affect me? And why am I saying it? Like, is there a legitimate reason? Is this a legitimate criticism? Because a lot of people don't believe her. They think she's a liar, and that's fine. Like, you're never going to convince people to believe you if they don't want to. And, like, there are plenty of things to criticize Gabbie on, but if you're watching somebody with the intent to criticize them, that's what you're gonna find. You know, like, yeah, Gabbie has done some really bad things, but at the same time, she's been heavily scrutinized for a long time. And so I think it'd be great if she could take accountability for what she did, but just because she hasn't doesn't mean that it's okay to, like, legitimately bully her the way that I have seen some people do. Not everybody, but some people legitimately have. And so it's like, we gotta make sure that we're okay with ourselves and on our end, just because, you know, even though we don't like what she did or what she said. Pamela said the issue with her is that she mixes the truth with false accusations, like that she collabed with Jesse's assaulter and she's just going off. Yeah, like, that's the thing, is, like, people are mad that she interacted with Curtis, not that she collabed with him, but she heard collab and that's what she goes on. And so I think, like, as many bad things as Gabbie has done, it doesn't give anybody else the right to, like, say worse things or do worse things. You know, like, two wrongs don't make a right. Oscar said, I'm not excusing the brush scam, but I really wonder why she went down the hardest for that when several other YouTubers promoted it. I think because, like, Tana, like, I remember Tana specifically doing it and Gabbie doing it And Tana just ignored it. Like, she didn't respond. And that's Tana's brand, and that's okay. Gabbie ignored it for months and then came out with a lie about it and told people to manage their expectations. And that's the cycle that she's got to work on, is like, she'll say, I don't respond to drama, I don't engage in drama, and she'll ignore it for a few months, and then she'll come back with it and not tell the truth. Like, she'll tell a partial truth, but then most of it's a lie. And so I think that's why she gets so much heat, is because it's like, either ignore it or don't, but like, this little cycle that you do makes us mad at you. It makes us not like what you're doing. Oscar said, I'm guessing it was the explanation video. Right! Sorry, I didn't mean to yell. Like, right, like, of course it was. Darlene said, I think she's isolated herself from the everyday world, and it shows. Yeah, that too. Sarah said, I've rarely seen Gabbie actually say, this was completely my fault, I'm sorry. Like, that's literally all anyone wants from her. Right. Michaela said, Gabbie seems to be so convinced that she is such a good, selfless person, and when people tell her she has done wrong, she takes it super personally. Absolutely. Yeah. Megan said she takes no accountability. She doesn't. And so, like, that's the thing. Like, yeah, like, there are some things that people have said about her that are literally just criticism, and she spins it like it's an attack. But at the same time, like, there are actual things being said that are too aggressive. Like, I find it so odd. I know that this is, like, I don't know, super Midwestern of me, but, like, calling a stranger a bitch, like, on Twitter, or even somebody you know, is so odd to me. And, like, I see it all the time. Name calling, like, posting unflattering photos in your thumbnails, saying aggressive stuff about her. And I get some of it is for clickbait, but some of it is like, what do you think that's going to do for her? Like, saying that about her. You can't bully her into taking accountability. You can't, like, be mean to somebody until they realize they did something wrong. You know, I just, that's not my approach. That's not the way that I like to do things. So I don't get it. Like, I like certain drama channels. I like keeping up on the news, freaking YouTube. I like keeping up on YouTube drama. But there comes to be a point where it's like, okay, this is too far. Like, why are you doing this? And we saw it a lot with James Charles and Tati. Like, when that happened, it was constant going after James. And it's like, man, even if what you think he did was wrong, what good do you think you're doing by going after him like this? Pamela said she did tweet, where's my popcorn? And another tweet, something along the lines of, this is so bad for the Vine community. Yeah. And I saw that. I truly, like, I don't know if it was immaturity, if it was her not knowing the full story, if it was her trying to, like, be funny. I don't know what it was, but the thing is, like, that doesn't make her a rape apologist. And when she said people were accusing her of being that, I was like, right, sure they are. I didn't see it at all. I never saw anybody call her that. But I looked on Twitter, and sure enough, like, from before I saw her say that people were calling her that, I went down pretty far. There were people calling her that. And so her saying, like, making a bad tweet of where's my popcorn, like, being a dick, like, that doesn't make her a rape apologist. And so there are so many things that she's done that, like, objectively, yeah, they're bad. But again, she's under this spotlight. She's under this scrutiny. And I guarantee if any of us were constantly being watched by people and, like, people were digging into our past and looking for our mistakes, you'd be able to find stuff that people could criticize us on. And so that's why I like to have, like, a rational conversation about things. Because we can still criticize her, but I think there are some things that just aren't worth the time. Because when there are so many different things she's being criticized for, she's not going to pay attention to the important ones. Megan said, Right, attacking looks is wild. Body shaming never makes you look cuter. Right. Potato McGee said, I'm fine with drama channels talking about the situation, especially if it's constructive, but what I've seen a lot of people, especially on Twitter, saying she sounds like she's manic, and I really don't think we should be using people's mental health to dismiss what they're saying. Yeah. Darby said the anonymity of the internet is causing people to act in highly inappropriate and uncensored ways. Exactly. And even if your face is out there, people say things like with their face out there that they know they wouldn't say in person. It's because you're not right in front of me, so I don't have to like be affected by how this is going to make you feel. Like I don't have to be impacted by the look on your face when I say this horrible thing to you. And it's like it needs to be thought about. People need to have this consideration of like, would I say this to their face? If they were standing directly in front of me, would I say this to them? 9 times out of 10, for most people who are being super aggressive, probably not. Jordan said, mistakes are normal, lying to hide them isn't, criticism is normal, bullying to get your point across isn't. Exactly. Snaps for you. I agree with that. Haley said, hi, be glad I could make the live with my pizza and mac and cheese. Enjoy. Darlene said, I was raised not to use foul language with others because that was disrespectful. It was okay to use in regards to yourself or the situation you were in, but never against another. Right. Like, and I don't know, maybe it's just like a cultural thing or a way that people like, I don't know. I know, like, I grew up in the Midwest and now I live in Arizona and the culture is very different and the things that are okay to say are very different. And so, like, it could depend on where you're raised, how you're raised, what you grew up in. But I just think, like, actual name calling over YouTube drama and saying really vile, aggressive things it's a really harmful thing. Like, nobody's prepared to emotionally deal with that every day. No one is prepared to process that every day. I don't know what the actual study was, but like there was some study that was done that was saying people are so depressed because like these days because they have so much access to information. Like our brains were not made to process all this global news, all this heartache, all these horrific events. And I think emotionally it's the same thing. We're not built to have people every day tell us how much we suck. And so even though I disagree with her, I disagree with a lot of things she has said and done, and I think that some of them are very, very bad, I don't think it's right to ask her to take that on. Because again, you're never going to bully somebody into taking accountability. Like, it's just gonna reinforce her idea that she is being victimized for false things because in her head, she doesn't start anything, she doesn't do anything, she doesn't say anything, and now people are still constantly attacking her, if that makes sense. Sheep said, saying she's manic is just gross. We shouldn't assume people's mental state. Right. Lone Truth Seeker said Twitter's a dumpster fire. It literally is. Jordan said, okay, I know this is random, but I'm watching a stream with my lizard on my shoulder, and when you put your hands up to snap, she did a head turn to stare at the screen, and it was really cute. Oh, hi, lizard. Talandria said, I think the negativity of the internet has made her negative. I saw it once. Gabbie tweeted about, I'm losing it. Dustin Daly crying crocodile tears when he was emotional speaking about his sister who just passed. Yeah, that was not cool. I mean, the thing is though, like that's what happens when you have this history of making everything personal. 'Cause like Gabbie said she went to Dustin back in November. Was it November? God, was it November when that happened? The Trisha Paytas drama? Oh my Lord. Okay. So she went to Dustin to try and get her story out, and then Dustin posted like all of her messages in a YouTube video. And so like you make stuff personal, and like there's so much information out there. I guarantee you she didn't watch his whole video. She just saw his thumbnail, his title that said "You're not special," and assumed he was being rude to her. And so she was rude back. And it's like, there's so much going on. There's so many conversations, and everything is just this negative, like, bubble that is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's gonna swallow everybody up if you're not careful about it, if you don't separate from the internet, if you don't take everything so personally. It's a mess. Oscar said, telling everyone they're a piece of crap every day and not actually trying to help them learn is not helpful. Right. And that's the thing, like, we can't change anything about who she is, what she's done, but we can still be good people. Like, we can still act in a way that shows integrity, that shows kindness, that shows helpfulness, that no matter how you act, I still have my values and I have my morals and I have a standard that I hold myself to, so I'm gonna hold that with everybody. Sasha said, I honestly really agree with your approach. We can't have the overload of information we see every day, regardless of what she has or hasn't done. No one, no matter how public you are, can handle that. Yeah, it's just a lot. Love Fate Destiny 5604 said, did you watch Trisha Paytas' Insta Live about Gabbie? It's shocking. It's a voice of reason versus Gabbie's live streams. No, I don't follow Trisha on Instagram. But I'll see if I can find it somewhere. Okay. Sorry, I'm just like reading through your guys' stuff. Lone True Seeker said, that said, constructive criticism exists and it's on the creator to discern it from hateful comments. Yeah. I think that can be hard, like, when you are seeing so much, like, hurtful stuff every day, you can, like, just tune out stuff that's actually helpful, because you're like, I don't want to look, I don't want to see, but she is seeing, she is involved, she's looking at this stuff. She's gotta, like, I don't know what she should do, but something's gotta change, because this is, like, a lot, and this cannot be good for anybody's mental health. Like, ugh, even like me watching these videos and watching other people's videos that they made on her and stuff like that, I'm like, my God, this has got to be a horrible reality to live in. Like, to constantly be, like, not only criticized, because, like, who likes criticism? And that sucks, but, like, to be attacked, that's a whole other thing. And you guys wanted to talk about, like, people like changing the titles of their videos, deleting their videos. I think she's right. Like, that shows that you think you did something wrong. I don't know. If you guys see it differently, let me know. But for me, like, because when she said, like, people attack, they don't talk fair, like, they just want to take me down, like, some of that was, like, victim mentality, but some of it is true. Like, there are people who will literally just talk negatively about her and not take the time to look at both sides. There are a lot of people that do, but a lot of times it can feel like people are just trying to hate on her instead of actually having, like, a look at the situation as a whole. And so when she was talking about that, I'm like, I've obviously made videos about Gabbie Hanna before. Let me think about the videos I've made. Like, would I be okay with myself? Would I be proud of myself if she watched that? Like, how would I feel if I knew that she was watching that video? Because I even took a second to think about it, and I was like, okay, like, I stand by the things that I said in my videos, but a lot of creators are changing the titles, they're changing the thumbnails, they're taking them down. Nick Snyder said he was gonna private every video of hers and not talk about her again and give her the attention that she wants. And I feel like that's, I don't know, like, I don't know what the point of that is, because you're saying, like, I'm not going to give her the attention she wants. And it's like, well, you were giving her so much attention before, and now that, like, she's engaging with it, you don't want to talk about her? I don't know. Toodles McPhee said, not to be an old lady, but I worry about kids who grow up with the internet having trouble socializing or dealing with conflict in person. Absolutely. I think that's such a concern. Like, because like the rules of engaging with other people on the internet are so skewed, like so different from what would be acceptable in person. And so it's like a legitimate thing to actually be concerned about. Yeah, you also said like not having the experience of seeing someone's face fall when their words hurt them. Becca said Gabbie could even just do a spa weekend, invite Irene over and swim and relax. I think that would do some good. Yeah, like just do like 2 days without a phone. Like turn your phone off, keep your laptop hidden away, just say, I need 2 days. I need it. Like I just need some time away. Like she has enough subscribers, she has enough things out there that like she could just turn her phone off and not work. Even for a week, she could do that. It would be hard, but like, I think it would be really good for her. Everybody needs time away. Like, everybody does. Even if you just are living like a typical life, everybody needs time away from social media. Kona said, the thing is, Gabbie normally doesn't see a difference between criticism and hate, so I don't view deleting vids or changing titles as automatically an admission of guilt. Yeah, like, that's true. I just don't understand, like, the reason for it then. Like, if you don't think that something you said was wrong, why change it? I don't know. Love Fate Destiny 5604 said, is the main reason why Gabbie's past 2 music videos didn't make trending because she didn't tag herself. Dustin pointed this out in his video, so her theory of shadow banning is a fluke. Yeah, I saw that too. And like I thought about this because I'm like, just because it's her name doesn't mean it's automatically going to show up like top on a search for her. Like other videos might show up there because of the algorithm. I thought that that was interesting. Oscar said, that's what I thought she was going to do before all of this happened. Yeah, because when she did her video, like explaining her side of the story with Jessie, Trisha, Alex, and like her Beyonce tweets, she said, I have pre-recorded videos going up. I'm going to take a break. And I mean, I'm not subscribed to her, so I don't see all of her videos, but I don't think she did take a break. I think she was still pretty, pretty active on like Twitter and YouTube and all that stuff, but I feel like a step back would be a good position, like a good thing to do. Kona said, because YouTube has proven to remove videos unfairly for violating harassment when there wasn't any in the video. Oh, you think that she would like report the video or like try and tag it saying it was harassment and then YouTube would just automatically do it? Got it. I wasn't thinking from like a violation or a strike standpoint. I was just thinking from like a moral standpoint, but that's a good point. Megan said, this stream is really nice because I feel like Twitter has made me feel like I'm going crazy and y'all are calm and collected. It's a nice break while still discussing what's going on. Twitter is so overwhelming. Like, I feel like I look at it sometimes and I'm just like, I can't even read this. Like, I can't even process what's going on. Adulteress said, didn't she talk about the Gabbie Hanna tags as well in her lives? The tags Gabbie Hanna were removed from the videos. No, well, I mean, she did talk about it, but what she was saying is, like, if you look at, like, all the tags on a video, it'll show you all of the tags, but, like, in the top, it might have the top few, like, 2, 3, 4, the top tags that are in there underneath the actual, video, but that doesn't mean that that's all the tags. So she was saying that, like, people had put Gabbie Hanna in all the tags, but when it showed up underneath the video, it wasn't being included. And Dustin was saying that in Gabbie's own videos, she wasn't tagging herself, which is something that a lot of people do to get themselves into the algorithm and to get their video to get more views. Courtney said, in my opinion, Gabbie thinks she can pull a Jenna Marbles and do content of an average day and get millions of views, but she doesn't have the reputation and isn't as entertaining to a broader audience, in my opinion. Yeah. I mean, who wouldn't want to be like, who wouldn't want to do what Jenna Marbles gets to do? Like, just have fun. Like Oscar said, make birthday cakes for your dogs. Like, mind your business, have fun, be with your boyfriend, like, film everything and be super popular. Of course, like, who wouldn't want to do that? But, I mean, how long has Jenna been on the platform? And, like, how much controversy has she actually had? Because it is a legitimate thing. Like, the controversy that Gabbie's been in is going to impact her public perception. I don't think it's ruining her life because she still has 6 million subscribers on YouTube, and she's been on MTV, and she has a podcast, and she has a Patreon, and she's a guest on other people's podcasts. Like, and she's on Apple Music and Spotify. Like, I don't think that her life is ruined by these controversies like she would have you believe. But it's definitely going to impact how the internet sees her as a whole. Like, Jenna just kind of minds her own business and, like, stays in her own lane. And there are things that she has done that people have criticized her for, but she takes accountability for it. She'll say, like, this was a mistake. I made it. I'm sorry. Here's what I've done to correct it. You know, when she got the wrong fish tank for her fishes because the guy at the pet store told her that that was the right one, and it wasn't. Like, even for something as simple as that, she just says, hey, that was my bad. I'm sorry. And, like, gives a genuine apology. Like I said, I can only get on Twitter every few days, or I notice myself being in a negative headspace. Yeah, and that's so important to, like, keep track of and to notice, like, what puts you in a bad spot and what makes you feel good, what makes you feel happy. It's super important. Darby said, I think she believes that because she has so much content with lots of views, she deserves to have YouTube promote her. That's what I think too. Like, just because she has a ton of content doesn't mean that it's deserving of being promoted. It doesn't mean she's owed anything. And unless she can prove that this is a specific targeting of her channel on the side of YouTube, I'm just going to chalk it up to the algorithm, to her not putting as much effort into YouTube anymore, and people losing interest. Darlene said Jenna respects her audience. Definitely. Kathleen said Trisha, Gabbie, and Nick Ocado all realize drama makes them money and gets them attention. Right. That's how I feel too. So, man, this was a long conversation. I did not think that, like, we were gonna go on for this long about it, but I think it is important to talk about. It's important to acknowledge that you can, like, recognize somebody is going through a hard time, even if you don't like them, even if you don't agree with what they've done. I saw some of you guys mentioning that she shared messages with Hello Leash. I saw the second live that she did covering it, but I didn't see the first one, so I don't want to talk too much on it because I don't know the whole situation. So maybe we can talk about it later. If you still want to, Kenzie said the fact that she literally put the live on mute so she could watch a secret video and put her freaking finger up for viewers to wait. Like, are you kidding? Right. I don't know. But if you guys want to, like, follow up on that and, like, have another conversation about it, DM me on Twitter, or, like, tag me on Twitter. You don't have to DM me, but you can, like, tag me on Twitter, let me know, say that you want to do that. I will put the link to my Twitter in the description. It's at Inside the Honeycomb, but it's spelled differently, so I'll put a link in there if you guys want to chat about that. But other than that, if you guys have any other thoughts, go ahead and share them. And additionally, I did want to mention this briefly. Sorry, it's a little bit toasty in here. It was the live where she said, like, YouTube is actively targeting my channel. Let me find the actual one so I can tell you guys which one it is. Oh, it's not on her main channel. It's on her vlog channel. Ugh. There it is. So the title is, I have proof that YouTube is actively destroying my channel. Peyton came into the room, her boyfriend, and she was showing him the proof that she had and like talking about how certain creators have like changed parts of their videos because they knew that they could be seen as like harassing behavior, stuff like that. And so she literally put it on mute and was like, she's like, hold on. And she's like showing Peyton something, which I guess I get it, but like you couldn't show him that later. But Tyler said she did what now, right? And then I also wanted to do a quick mention of this because Binks Stinks and I were talking about this on Twitter. There might be another, this is just gonna be like, such a quick little side note, but I think we're gonna see more people talking about it. So first we had Onision, then we had Gabbie Vanity, now we have someone named Austin Carlisle. Binks Stinks turned me on to this topic, and she actually wrote an article about it, so I will put it in the description of this video as well. But he was the lead singer of Mice and Men as well as Attack Attack back in the day, and a lot of people they went to Alt Press, the magazine, and shared their story of him assaulting them. And they did interviews with several women from my understanding and then decided not to run the story. And then last week they ran a story about him finding Jesus and how his life has changed since coming back to God. And a lot of people are really upset about it because they didn't run this story and now they're promoting him when a lot of people have come forward and said that he assaulted them. And so Alt Press has taken the article down. And they said that the reason they didn't run it was because they didn't have, it didn't meet a legal threshold for them to feel comfortable putting it out. But I think that's their prerogative, but then to turn around and publish this big story about him is really insensitive and really uncool. I haven't seen other people's personal stories about it, so I can't speak to any of the details on anything. But I think that we might have another wave of somebody who was in a band who a lot of people really liked and looked up to having these allegations against them. So I don't know what Chris Hansen is gonna do. I don't know if he's gonna be interviewing people again or what. I think Pastel Bell was looking into it, but I did just want to put that out there. I want to I can't speak to anybody's personal stories or personal experiences, but that might be something that we are talking about soon. So I just wanted to give you a heads up on that and kind of just spread it around because I haven't seen a lot of people talking about it. And if it is true, that's really not, that's a really scummy thing to do on Alternative Press's side. But that's it for this one. If more comes out, I will keep you posted on that as well. Like I said, follow me on Twitter and let me know what you guys want to talk about in the live streams. I try to do them weekly on Thursdays so we can just catch up, have conversations about stuff that is going on. So, with all that being said, I am going to go ahead and let you go. Thank you so much for watching and for hanging out with me. If you're not subscribed to my channel, feel free to subscribe. I would love to have you. And if you're subscribed already, thank you. I appreciate you so much. And I will see you in the next one. Please be kind to people. Bye.